This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right. There he is. How you feeling, man? You feeling good?
I'm all right, man. I am definitely all right. Glad to be back in Florida. I think last time I talked to you guys, I was on a plane leaving my second home in Cincinnati, heading back to Miami. And so now I'm back here. Although it's oddly 50 degrees this morning, I went to work out and it somehow does not feel like Florida, although it's going to warm up. But yeah, man.
That's your fault. You brought the goddamn cold here. What the hell's wrong with you?
I don't know. I did not know.
So you just ruin it for everybody. You don't take the warmth up to the north when you go, and then you bring the cold back here. What kind of twisted way is this, bro?
I will say
power. Let's go.
I clearly don't have that much power if I can't bring the weather with me. But I will say that luckily the good thing about South Florida is the cold only lasts a very short period of time. And so it was 52 degrees when I went to work out this morning. It's 67 degrees now, and it'll be 77 by the middle of the day. And so we get a brief period.
You are Cameron nature, because it's not Mother Nature, it's Cameron nature. That's what you're saying.
I wish I had all that power. It would never be cold if I had that power.
All right. Do you have the power to help Tua to play this week?
I do not have that power either. I have none of that power. I'm going to be up there, and
you're not bringing anything to the table on the show right now. I just want you to know that.
I'm not bringing weather.
You're not bringing Tua back.
I'm not doing any of that, right? Like, what am I good for if I'm not helping weather or helping Tua? Nah, man, I think we're going to be hearing from McDaniel in about 50 minutes. And I'm going to be hearing the update just like you guys are, and I have no control. So if it's good news about Tua, you can credit me. If it's bad news, I had nothing to do with it.
Don't you think? Well, hold on a second. I almost can predict this. I think he still won't tell you if he's practicing or not, because I don't think he's going to want to deal with it until tomorrow, because he's going to then deal with all of the hypotheticals before he even practices or plays. So it doesn't really benefit him to tell you, guys, I think Tua's returning to practice today. Hey, we still don't know. He's still going through the process. We'll find out before practice if he's able to go out there. And I think he'll keep us in the dark until you literally have to go out there and take your roll call. Okay, who's in uniform, who's not, all that kind of stuff. What do you think?
I think it's somewhere after 12:35 that practice starts. So we hear from McDaniel around 11:30. Practice starts an hour later. Does he leave it up in the air for an hour? I don't know. I mean, McDaniel hasn't really done that throughout the year. That's our previous coach here, Brian Flores, probably would have pulled that move. And there's a lot of coaches in the league who would have kept it, and so they don't have to answer questions about it. They're just going to hey, you see what you see, and then I'll answer it, because he won't talk Thursday. He would talk again on Friday. And so if he leaves it up for interpretation and we don't get to ask anything directly about it, we wouldn't get to talk to him again until Friday. So if they really wanted to play that game, they could.
I think they will.
But maybe you do. Maybe you're the pessimist. I do think that they'll provide some sort
brother. It's 33 years of this, bro.
Yeah,
it's 33 years of them playing that game. It's not like they're bad people or they're liars or anything. It's just this is the best way to do things. That's all. Yeah. I mean, and by the way, he does this all throughout the year where he won't throw anybody under the bus. He won't talk about anything negative that's going on. He'll always try to shape it in a positive way. And but think about this, Cam. What benefits are there for him to say to his practicing guys today? Can you imagine the kind of questions that are going to rain down on him? Oh, aren't you worried about the next concussion? Aren't you worried about this? And why deal with all of that? And he's remember, he's also Mr. Avoid distractions. Stay on the course. Stay. And this is the kind of stuff that takes you off the course. Whereas 2 days from now on Friday, Tua goes through Wednesday and Thursday. He comes back Friday. Say, oh, well, guys, he looks great. He feels great. He's this, that. Doctors cleared him. What can I do? I got to go by the professionals. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be surprised if he tells you, well, we still don't know what we don't know yet, and he'll phrase something like that, and we'll find out when we take the field, because I know he's meeting with people that are above my pay grade, and I don't want to interfere and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, man. That's just me.
You may be right. We'll see. I guess my thing is,
does it benefit him? Does it benefit him? Think about that.
I think clarity to an extent does benefit, because for this particular topic, Tua and the concussions, I mean, other than DeMar Hamlin's situation, which has been the story of the year and as far as health in the NFL, this has been the second story of the year. Tua throughout the year and his concussions and how public it is. I think because of that, he probably knows he has to be exact in what he's saying, and he can't speculate one way or the other. So I don't think you're going to hear him say something like, oh, well, we hope he's going to play Sunday. I don't think that you'll hear that. And I don't think you'll hear him, unless they are definitively ruling him out, I don't think you'll hear, oh, well, I'm not expecting him. I think you'll hear somewhere in the middle where, you get either we're going to see Tua out there at practice. I'm not sure how much he's going to do, but he will be out there. You'll see them. Or, he's still progressing through the protocol. I'm not sure what stage that is. But, we're continuing to prep for all options this week. If I was a guessing man, I guess it would be one of those two conclusions, and it wouldn't be, he's not playing or he's likely to play. Like, I think everybody wants that final update. Is he going to play? Is he not going to play? I don't think we get that today, unless they're definitively ruling him out. And so because of that, I think you get some sort of update from McDaniel because of the clarity purpose, because I think he wants to at least have the messaging and have control of it and not have the media take their own conclusions. But I do not think it'll be definite. That would be my guess.
You saw that the line in Vegas went from 10.5 to 9, right? I mean, you just wonder if some wise guy knows exactly what the hell's going on and found out something, because that's one hell of a move, Cam.
Yeah. You never know. Vegas seems to know a lot of things. So, yes, absolutely.
I'm just wondering, you know what I'm saying? So what's your gut tell you right now? What's your gut tell you? Because the fact that he talked about him working out on Monday, working up a sweat, the fact that they didn't rule him out, I'm on record. I think the best thing for him to do is not play for the rest of the season and rest and recover and restart next year. But this is the NFL, dude, and that dude is fearless and crazy in Tua. I think he would have played last week.
Right.
I just kind of get the feeling that he's going to end up playing, dude. Well, what's your
so here's the thing about the concussion protocol, right? The idea of the concussion protocol is to protect the player from himself and protect the player from what the team's best interest may be on the field, right? Not saying any of these people are not best for Tua, but the concussion protocol is meant for, so it's not up to, we got to win this game, or the quarterback says he can play. That shouldn't be a factor in it. So the hope is the concussion protocol does its job, and that we don't get into the factor of, yes, I've heard the same thing that's been reported. Tua wants to play, and he's been telling people that he wants to play. That's secondary. Of course, people I think it maybe it's good for the people who are curious of what his mindset is to hear that Tua wants to play. But from the fact of whether he should play or not, that shouldn't be a Tua wants to play decision. That should be one, is the concussion protocol cleared? I think these are two things here. Does he clear all steps of the protocol by Saturday afternoon, whatever period they want to have until he's done it? That's one. Two, do you still feel comfortable playing him after he clears concussion protocol? Because if you remember, the first time he cleared protocol that Friday or Saturday, I can't remember which day, before the game, and they still made him inactive and he did not play. And so everybody's saying, hey, is he going to clear? Is he going to clear? There's still the possibility that, yes, he does clear, but the team says, hey, we're going to give him another week. And so that's obviously a possibility as well.
There ain't no other week.
Right. But I'm saying, like, for Tua's, like, we don't want to rush him out there.
No, so, I got you.
Let's quote unquote go, since we're talking hypotheticals, let's go through the the quote unquote best case scenario if you're a Dolphins fan who wants to see Tua play. He clears protocol Saturday morning, and the team has a decision to make. Do we push him through because he's technically cleared? We've done what we've technically supposed to do, and we've gone through everything, and doctors have cleared him, multiple doctors have cleared him. Do you play him, or do you say, hey, I want to get him a full week of practice, I want to get him separated from that concussion another week, and if we don't get him and our season ends on Sunday, we did the best thing for Tua? Or do you say, hey, he's cleared by doctors, he's good to go? I mean, that's when the Dolphins' decision comes into play. But I think beyond that, before that, it's all about the protocol and where he is in that respect.
Here's my guess on that. If that's the scenario you're talking about, he's not playing. Because if he's not practicing all week and then gets cleared on Saturday, I don't think they'll do that to him because timing and everything will be off. So,
well, you do remember
he has to be cleared to practice either on Thursday or Friday.
I'm speaking to cleared to play, cleared out of protocol, because you can be cleared to practice. You can be
practicing on Thursday and Friday.
You can practice without being cleared from protocol yet.
Oh, okay. Okay, all right, then we're good.
So
okay,
you can be like a non-contact participant in like step 4 of the protocol. And so I'm speaking to obviously him practicing, but still technically being in the protocol Thursday or Friday, and then being cleared out of the protocol to where they say he is concussion free, he's good to go on Saturday. And then you have that decision where he's practiced probably in some capacity Thursday or Friday, but maybe not a full week. But he's now officially cleared a day before the game. That's when the decision comes in. Yeah. And I'm telling you, previously they had that scenario, and they told him, sit down one more week, and then we'll prep you for a whole week next week.
That was this.
Right.
There's no optics here.
Correct, so, but it is a second concussion. In the season. So that although there was not the physical optics, there's still the optics of this guy's had 2 concussions in the season and 3 public situations where he had to be evaluated for a concussion. And so you have to think about a guy's long-term health. I think there's a lot of elements here, and I'm not a doctor. And so whatever decision they make, I think I'm going to be very hesitant to criticize because I just do not know. There's going to be a lot of talking heads who are going to criticize them one way or the other. If he does play, they're going to be like, how could the Dolphins ever let him play? And if he doesn't play, but he is cleared, they're going to be like, these guys don't care about winning. And so there's going to be takes no matter what. And I'm just telling you personally, because you're going to ask me, I do not have a firm take because I do not know enough about the medical thing for me to give my opinion on, where they are with this thing. I'm going to give the facts as I know them on TV and then say what it means for the Dolphins. If they don't have Tua, it's going to be a very, very hard time for them to have any chance to win on Sunday. If they do have Tua, still a hard time, but a much better chance.
You got a shot with Tua.
Yeah, absolutely. Still tough because it's a Buffalo Bills team at home that's, rolling off the DeMar Hamlin news. And
Tua won the game last time, bro.
Tua nearly won the game last time.
No, he won the game last time.
Gotcha.
If everybody else does their effing job, he won the game. He threw the touchdown to Sherfield and Tyreek on one drive, and he threw a perfect touchdown to Braylon Sanders. He just chose not to run through it. That's all. But outside of that, those are 14 points right there. That decides that game by miles. He did more than enough, and the coach all of a sudden didn't run the ball anymore on 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, which made things even harder for the team. He took that 2-point conversion early in the 3rd, which was just panic move when you're moving the ball. Brother, Tua did more than enough in that game, Tua, to win it.
Oh, absolutely. I don't disagree with that at all. Tua played a great game. The offense actually played pretty well too. That was a game where Josh Allen was a little bit better against the Dolphins defense than Tua was against the Bills defense, but Tua was great. The offense was great. And really that was an excellent game. Like if we had that game again, I'd sign up for that 10 times out of 10. I think Dolphins
Miami wins the game the next. I would hope if McDaniel at least learns to run the ball, that would be fantastic. He did commit to the run this past week, so maybe he'll do it. But here's the thing, my brother, as one of our supporters, he reaches out to me, goes, why don't they numb Mostert's thumb? And I'm like, dude, he's a running back.
Right.
He needs the thumb to hold on to the ball.
Absolutely.
If your thumb is numb, how are you going to feel the ball? And
Right.
it's like, yeah, I think you're right. No, I know I'm right, bro.
Especially if you remember, Mostert has had a couple fumbles this year too. And so the last thing you want to do is give a guy who's already had some ball security issues in the game with a broken thumb. Also, pretty hard to catch a pass with a broken thumb, and so that makes you very one-dimensional if you know he's in the game and he can't catch the ball. And so
he's done so. I would imagine
he hadn't ruled him out yet, but it is a serious injury, and so hopefully we get more clarity today. You know, I'm sure we'll have 17 questions about Tua. Maybe one question at the end is Raheem got any update of his chance, but
But my point is, dude, I feel good with Salvon Ahmed.
Yep.
You know, Wilson's run hard. He's done a really good job overall. And then Salvon Ahmed, God bless him, dude. He doesn't play much, but every time you call his number, he has responded. He knows the offense well. He knows exactly what holes to hit.
Mm-hmm.
I really like what I've seen from Salvon Ahmed.
Yep. Absolutely. It's going to be interesting. I think Jeff Wilson, we've seen a lot from him early in the season, and it would be a good game for him. But yeah, Ahmed and Wilson, hopefully that duo, because you're going to have to lean on them. Whether it's Tua or no Tua, this can't be a one-dimensional offense for them to have a chance. And even in that Buffalo game, we talked about how great Tua was. That was the Raheem Mostert game where he had that angry run where he went 65 yards, and that run game was excellent, especially early in the game. They need that type play because, like we referenced, talking Sunday, 9 points, 11 points, whatever point total they ended up, no chance that's enough against Bills. They'll probably need 2 or 3, probably 3 times as many points to be able to compete with that team. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready to run to McDaniel, but definitely eager to see what the news is today, because to me, that'll dictate what the vibe is this week, not only with people outside the building, but regardless of the whole next man up mentality, it'll impact the vibe inside the building too. This team's a lot more confident and happy and flowing when Tua's the guy. And so, not saying they won't come out to play if it's Skylar or Teddy, but I think that there is a little bit of a different funk when it's Tua.
One more thing before I let you go, Gesicki. He's finally starting to use him. He had 4 catches this past week. Does that continue here in Buffalo if Tua plays? Because I think it's really, they use Knox. They get their tight ends involved. Gesicki, all the guy ever does is make plays. And dude, he would have had that one-hander.
Yep.
If the defender doesn't get the arm in the way, he traps that ball and catches it.
Yeah.
So talk to me about Gesicki. What's your gut tell you there?
I think they'll have him more involved. I think Mike McDaniel the onus is on him to get him on the field, first of all, which is obviously difficult because of his limitations as a blocker, but you got to find a way. You know, he's your, you know, if Mostert doesn't play, Gesicki is no doubt your third best playmaker on this team. You got Tyreek Hill, you got Jalen Waddle, and Mike Gesicki. If Mostert's playing, you could argue that maybe Raheem's third, but without Mostert, it's definitely Mike Gesicki. And so you've got to find a way to get him on the field, and you got to find a way to get him the ball, particularly in those red zone situations, third down situations. And so I do think they will. I mean, they didn't do it great the first time they played him in Buffalo, but I do think that that's an element that Mike McDaniel can scheme up. And I do think that that's something he would focus on this week, especially without Raheem.
All right, stop all the damn slacking and get the cold away from this place, okay? All right.
I'm working on it. I'm working on getting cold weather. I'm working on getting my doctor certification so I can see what's going on with Tua. I'm working on
sleep at a Holiday Inn. That's it. Just stay at a Holiday Inn. And
for a week and a half covering DeMar Hamlin, I feel like I'm almost a doctor myself. So almost.
There you go. Follow him on Twitter at Cameron Wolfe. If you need to fix any of your ailments, call him Cameron Wolfe, MD, baby. That's Miami Dolphins, not doctor. Relax there. Okay, catch his work there at the NFL Network. Cam, as always, appreciate you, my brother.
Appreciate you. Have a good one.
You got it. There you go. Cameron Wolfe. The Wolf Pack has been unleashed.